In 1994, Chechnya was a region burdened by a long history of conflict and strife. Following the collapse of the Soviet Union, Chechnya declared its independence, leading to rising tensions with the Russian government. This marked the beginning of one of the bloodiest wars in the region's history. In the early 1990s, the situation in Chechnya was tense. The Chechen nationalist movement, led by its leader, Jakhar Dudayev, was demanding independence from Russia. On December 11, 1994, Russian forces launched a military assault on Chechnya, igniting a full-scale war. Russia deployed all its military might, while Chechen fighters resisted fiercely. The Battle of Grozny, the capital of Chechnya, became one of the deadliest confrontations. In the winter of 1995, the city was a battleground for intense fighting. Russian forces swept through the city with overwhelming force, but Chechen fighters employed guerrilla warfare tactics. The streets ran red with blood, and destruction surrounded every corner. Women and children suffered the brunt of the conflict, yet the Chechens continued to fight back. As the battles raged on, daily life in Chechnya was profoundly affected. Markets were empty, schools were closed, and families lived in constant fear. Many households took refuge in basements, trying to stay clear of artillery shells. Despite the grim reality, hope lingered in the hearts of the Chechen people, who gathered in mosques to pray for peace. With the escalation of violence, human rights organizations and the international community began to intervene. Humanitarian teams were dispatched to provide aid to affected civilians. However, these efforts often clashed with the harsh realities on the ground. Reports of human rights violations increased, prompting many countries to express their concerns. By 1996, Russia began to realize that it had suffered significant losses. A peace agreement was reached, leading to the withdrawal of Russian troops from Grozny. While the Chechens celebrated their victory, the war had left deep scars on their souls. In 1999, Russia returned to Chechnya under the pretext of fighting terrorism after a series of bombings in Russia. The Second Chechen War began, which would prove to be even bloodier than the first. Russian forces employed new tactics, including heavy air bombardment, resulting in further destruction of infrastructure. Despite the challenges, Chechens persisted in resisting occupation. New groups of fighters formed, such as the Islamic group in Chechnya, becoming part of the conflict. Suicide bombings and ambushes became a common scene of warfare, causing more casualties among Russian forces. As the years passed, the war left profound effects on Chechen society. Many lost their lives and countless families were displaced. Cities lay in ruins, and the economy was in shambles. Yet, amidst all this, there was a strong will to heal and rebuild. In the following years, reconstruction efforts began. Ramzan Kadyrov, a former fighter, was appointed as the head of Chechnya. He initiated efforts to rebuild the infrastructure, but many questioned the cost of peace. Would peace be genuine or merely a cover for another conflict? The history of Chechnya is a story of suffering and resilience. It has endured the ravages of war, yet hope still pulses in the hearts of its people. In every corner of the street, the memories of war remain alive, but new generations strive to build a better future. Chechnya, despite all it has gone through, continues to embody the spirit of resistance and the hope for a brighter tomorrow.